Hi, this is PD at BurgZerg Arcade at BurgZergArcade.com, and this is tutorial 243 still, but we're finally moving on to the tutorial scene. So let's go ahead and open up our project. And make sure you're on your tutorial scene. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually just add a train. Now, I'm not actually going to go through on how to create a train or anything like that, as you really should be familiar with that already before you come to this tutorial. If not, there's a ton of tutorials already on it. One of the tools that I actually really like for creating trains, at least something that gives you the basic shape of a train you might be looking for, is the Train Toolkit. And this is for free. And you can get it from the official Unity site. Just do a search for the Train Toolkit. Now, I know there was an updated version that came out a little while ago, and I'm not sure if 1.0.2 actually is the latest update. So you might want to take a look around and see if that is the latest version. As you can see here, it does who created it, and it was created during the summer of code for 2009. And there is an introductory video here that shows you how to use it. So I'm not going to bother actually going through that. Just go ahead and take a look there. But that's one of the things you might want to look at. And as far as actually getting assets for your train, there's lots of places you can get them. If you're just starting out, maybe take a look at the asset store. There might be a lot of free things you can use already out there. And I'm not really sure what to look for here. Let's just try looking for terrain. And well, you have the terrain asset pack. This is from Unity, and it contains a bunch of free assets for you. Now, it may not be along the style that you're looking for, but you know, it's free. And it's just something to use until you get a placeholder. One of my favorite placeholder type packages is actually from Pro Games. It's their Proto Pack, which I believe right now is currently running for $20. And you can get that from their website or on the asset store. I'll put a link to their website in the little doobly-doo down below. But anyway, go ahead and start gathering some assets that you're going to want for your scene. And keep in mind that sure, you can go out and grab a bunch of these free assets, and make sure you read the license whether or not you can actually use them in your game. And it doesn't hurt just to actually have something that you can just put in your game just for a placeholder. You know, like maybe this willow tree isn't exactly the willow tree that you want, but you know, it's good enough to kind of like just take up space so you know exactly, you know, how you want your forest laid out or whatnot. But that's pretty much it for the terrain part. Another thing we're going to want to add is a light, and I'm going to use a directional light. And this is just so I can actually light up my scene. And I'm just going to go ahead and actually start it, kind of tilt it off a little bit on my terrain. I guess I could paint on my terrain a little bit, give it a little bit of feel that there's something going on there. Let me see, let's go up. Unfortunately, I'm used to using my 3-button mouse when I'm doing my terrains, or a tablet, and I'm not using that right now. So let's go ahead and we'll just, you know, put a few hills in over here, maybe a few more in over here, and I'll start my character off here. But anyway, I'm not going to bother playing around with the train because you really should know how to do that by now. And like I said, take a look at the Train Toolkit. That's pretty much all we need to do to set things up. Now, I do have a day-night cycle in this series, but I'm not going to cover that right now simply because there's absolutely nothing changed since the last tutorial that we've done on it. So go ahead and look at the last tutorial on it where we're actually importing it into our package. The scripts are already here, and I believe they're in a folder all by themselves, day-night cycle. There's a few things that we're going to have to do when we come back to revisit. I still don't have the moon cycle in, and I can't remember if I'm controlling the ambient light or not, but if not, there's something I want to control. Also, I want to be able to control the amount of fog and the fog color as well. There's a few other things, but we'll get back to that when we actually come back to the day-night cycle. And there's probably some code cleanup I can do in here as well. It's probably a little messy. It was done quite a while ago. Let me see, do I actually have a date on here? November 10th. So it was done, you know, over 6 months ago. So there's probably something I've learned since then that I can clean it up a bit with. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this one. Next tutorial, we're actually going to start setting things up. I'm not going to bother putting my town or anything like that in there, as far as like the cosmetics go, I'm not too worried about it. The purpose of this tutorial series is actually just to get things up and running. So we'll start off with putting our character and everything else in the game. So that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next tutorial, and you should have your train done. Bye-bye.